Hello and welcome back to Tim Unscripted, Life Lessons Learned. And what I am going to say is the final video in this series that began with the speed of trust and 13 trust behaviors as well as 4 cores of credibility, and is going to conclude with conscious capitalism. So conscious capitalism, we're really going to make this particular video very tight, because conscious capitalism as a movement with 4 tenets is actually fairly straightforward. So what I've done is I've pulled up the Conscious Capitalism Dallas website to give you the screenshot of the 4 tenets. And we are talking about higher purpose, stakeholder orientation, conscious leadership, and conscious culture. All 4 of these tenets really fuel this virtuous cycle to enabling business to be a force for good. And the Conscious Capitalism parent site, so the Dallas site is a chapter site. The parent site is consciouscapitalism.org, and it is it's the home of where all the philosophy, in addition to the tenets and what conscious capitalism is all about, resides. So at the chapter level, this is a little bit easier graphic for most people to be able to orient around than kind of working through the CCI website. Neither one is right or wrong. It's just that I prefer to use this website and this illustration as an anchoring point when I talk through conscious capitalism. And so, let's think through this whole higher purpose. It's recognizing that every business has a purpose that includes, but is more than making money. By focusing on its higher purpose, a business inspires, engages, and energizes its stakeholders. Stakeholder orientation, recognizing that the interdependent nature of life and human foundations of business, a business needs to create value with and for its various stakeholders, customers, employees, vendors, investors, communities, etc. Like life forms in an ecosystem, healthy stakeholders lead to a healthy business system. Conscious leadership. Human social organizations are created and guided by leaders, people who see a path and inspire others to travel along that path or the path. Conscious leaders understand and embrace the higher purpose of business and the focus on creating value for and harmonizing the interest of business stakeholders. They recognize the integral role of culture and purposely cultivated conscious culture. And conscious culture. And this is the ethos, the value, the principles, practices underlying the social fabric of a business, which permeates the atmosphere of a business and connects the stakeholders to each other and to the purpose, the people, and the processes that comprise the company. So, in a nutshell, this is really bringing all 4 of these elements together in a practical way that provides a framework to inform how business decisions get made. And so balancing this and having all of this sometimes in a state of polarity where all 4 of these things can be true, but they may not be complementary or functioning well together. This is really what makes up the philosophy of conscious capitalism. And so every business, whether intentionally grounded and founded and started on these 4 tenets, or a business that is adopting these 4 tenets, has the ability, if it should choose to do so, to put itself into this, in effect, operating model for the people. And I say operating model for the people, meaning that there are different types of operating models. This is a people-centric operating model. Notice I say people-centric because we can adjust the processes. We can swap in and swap out the technology. We can do a lot of things under the hood that may or may not be directly influenced or be directly guided by the people. So this is people doing business with people. This is people solving problems for people. This is people using the tools for the benefit of people. Like I said, this video is going to be a short one. This is not a whole lot of heavy lifting to cover. I would encourage you to go out and take a look at consciouscapitalism.org, in addition to consciouscapitalismdallas.org, which happens to be my home chapter, to be able to get a better understanding and grasp of what conscious capitalism is about. I would say that in the more nuts and bolts sense of the concept, the intent and the framing is pretty straightforward. So this is not a deep dive video. This is an opportunity to explore what conscious capitalism could mean to you, to your business, and ultimately to the community in which you operate. So another Life Lessons Learned brought to you by Tim Unscripted, covering conscious capitalism. Take care. Talk to you soon.